What do you want me to say?
Well, I say, look, this is the start of a trip around England and Wales in the middle of this like that, in the middle of this very deep, increasingly deep social crisis. So it's that sort of stuff. You want some of that?
Yeah.
But make it sound conversational.
Yeah.
Right.
It's clothes, it's bills, it's food.
This has been going on for too long. We're in poverty. What are you going to do about it?
There's more good than bad in this village, believe it or not. But that's not what you want to hear, is it? I think you'd rather go and print bad news than good news.
Do you know what? We have come to tell hopeful stories about amazing people doing amazing things to sort of hold their communities together.
We're a team out, we work well, don't we?
No one's going to help us, so we need to get off our backsides and do it ourselves.
We offer food covered essential parcels. The lights are going off. They're all on sensors because of the cost of living crisis. There we go.
It's a very slick operation. It doesn't look like it looks crazy in here, but I promise you it is. We're right in one of the most deprived areas of London, and they've had tough 2-3 years. And there's no let up. No let up.
Damn thing after another.
Mm-hmm. When we started, we had 13 families in a week. Now we're getting 1,300 families a week.
100-fold increase.
From 9th of April 2020 to this week.
You feel you're being sort of cared for, that people are looking out for you?
Yep. And I'm meeting friends, so...
Yeah, so it has a sort of social element to it as well.
Yeah.
And if this wasn't here?
I don't know, I'd definitely be suffering, you know, yeah. Picking up things, I don't know, from the street or asking from, things are hard.
Right in the middle of probably one of the wealthiest cities in the world, right? The people who need the most basic help.
We're a food hub, not a food bank. So we're giving out clothes now at the moment, nappies, babies items.
We've kind of become much more of a kind of wraparound service. Job search, for example. We have somebody who comes to help with debt management. But the glue that holds it all together, if you like, the starting point is everybody needs food first.
There's many people that will come back and they will say, you've made an impact on my life, and I can go home and I can eat and make food, or I can feed my baby. I've got the items I need to carry on going. So government, what are you going to do to improve this? What are you going to do to improve people's health, well-being, and people do not have to resort to this?
Now, if you've been watching this series for as long as we've been making it, you will know that at first we sort of made it our mission to show how bad things were, which was necessary work, but after a while we had a rethink and we wanted to go and find people doing things that gave us a sense of hope and that pointed to the future. Now, it so happens that this year's Guardian Christmas Appeal is all about raising money for exactly those sorts of organisations. Right next is Leeds.
Let's get to work.
It's really cold. We're in search of a cup of tea at a cafe run by an organisation called Health for All.
Hello.
Hello, you Pat?
Come in and warm up, honestly.
This is one of 6 community spaces in Leeds run by Health for All. There's a food pantry here and a cafe, and it also serves as a warm space.
We do like different jobs, different rotas, so it involves cooking. We make a lot of nice food actually. Cheese and onion quiches, chili con carnes, Chinese chicken curry, make all sorts. We do our best and we have fun, so we just get to be ourselves and have a laugh.
Brilliant. Great.
And yeah, we're a good team.
Thank you.
And then, thank you, yeah. And
You're good at this.
And then also we have like a food bank, which is in the back.
Show us the pantry.
And it's £3.50, so the price is quite good actually. Yeah, cost of living and stuff and all that. Price is going up, but we do our best.
I'm Chucker.
There's a lot of people using this.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, and there's a waiting list.
And this is my friend from volunteer, Stacey.
Hello, Stacey.
Hi.
Yeah, we're a team out, we work well, don't we?
Very good team.
Yeah.
These food pantries, I'll admit, I've used them.
So when you say you go, I admit, tell me why you say that.
Because there's a lot of people who won't have the guts to go to them because they feel embarrassed. That's why I do that. But to me, my family's important to be able to feed them. I run a disability group. It's heartbreaking for me with running a group to see these families literally, and I mean literally struggling, and then I've got them where they're actually crying. When I first started out, it was a whim to do my disability group. I went to Health for All and they was absolutely amazing. They helped me set up the group. The group has become just about 200 people now with adults and children, and it's one big happy family.
You're sort of seeding other organisations as you work, almost.
Yes, yeah. What's crucial is having a place to meet. So that's how we've ended up with 6 centres. What's also crucial is having small grants. Even a grant of £500 seed funding would help to set up a group in a deprived area, a peer support group. That's our Beeston Village Centre. So this was a disused library. The library closed down and it was at risk of demolition.
This is a sort of room full of an amazing sort of diverse array of cultures and languages and people. And I think we're about to hear a Cantonese choir.
So many people are turned off and seeking for this community group to get together. People they say they not afford for the heating, they have to really set up a certain time and or maybe wrap up let's say warm.
We're a long way from Westminster.
It's really hard to afford the money for the food, bills. I cannot work full time because I have 4 children, I have a baby.
You don't have to do this.
No, I need to do this.
You need to do it?
Yeah,
Wow.
I want to do this. You know, it's coming from inside. You know, I have that feeling, if I'm not do this, who else will do this? You know, we need the people in our community to be dedicated, to support our community, to help the people around.
Well, we've now switched to another mode of transport on this slightly madcap tour. Pat here's given us a lift to a different part of Leeds. Right. Pat, you're going to save another community centre. We're now going to a project which is all about cooking. This is proper grassroots, this.
You want to film down here? Good luck with that.
Another community garden. Hi, sorry we're late, we're idiots.
Well, he's got a book coming out.
I know that's why he's done it.
But at the end of the day, him and Boris killed how many thousands of old people?
He got sacked. Me personally, I would have made him do some tucker trial with a crocodile.
Very strong opinions about Matt Hancock. I
share those
opinions.
Because our government, they don't think about us, they think about themselves. They'll all get a decent pay rise, but the NHS, bus drivers, mailmen, cleaners, we're all living day to day. It's like I use my cooker, 3-4 times a week, if that. I live on sandwiches, cereal, just to save money.
So this is a cook and eat group. We're promoting home cooking and batch cooking as well, so that you can make enough food to feed for you for the night and then have leftovers for the next day.
This is very different from, say, food banks, isn't it, where you go and you just get what you're given.
Yeah. Come in here, I can say to Kelly, oh, can we make this? We can have a laugh, we have a talk, we have a coffee. It's relaxed.
Every friendship counts, doesn't it? We're making lots of memories, and they count also. No one can take those away from us, can they?
It's like an antidote to despair, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We don't despair, we get on with things.
Right boys, plan is this morning, get this cleared. We get rid of all this old timber, keep the good stuff for what we need to use in our community garden. Okay.
A group of volunteers are turning an old police station back into a community centre of the kind we've seen all along this journey.
We're like lost up here. All the shops are shut. There's not much employment in Mardy. Nowhere for people to go. So they shut the local tidy house where the old age used to meet.
This is really important.
It is important.
The people here aren't meekly waiting for donations. Once again, what they're doing opens a window onto a whole world of creativity and entrepreneurial spirit.
You know, a driver from the arts factory. Right, Dave?
Alright.
We're just seeing what you do with the driving and the books and that. Explain to the boys with the books.
Well, I just pick donations up. People donate books like libraries that they want to clear the shelves, get new stock in. So we got a warehouse. We pick them up, sell them on Amazon, and that funds the projects that are going on at the arts factory.
A lot of this is kept running by book sales on Amazon.
Yeah.
And you're the picker. That's what they call them.
Chief picker. Van driver and warehouse operative and
That's
chief
good.
picker.
Chief picker.
Easy picker. Right, lads, come on in the garden, let me show you in the garden. Well, this area, when they first took it over, that's all you had in here was a broken down porta cabin. You had an old oven in there full of asbestos. This year we're growing cucumbers, cabbage, lettuce, carrots. We offer it out to the community at a low price.
Everything going on here. You got
We have.
second-hand books,
Yep.
growing vegetables.
Yep.
We're going to a tea dance in a bit.
Correct.
You're turning around a community centre.
Yeah.
It's all going on.
We know that we can't rely on funding because there's so much competition in the market now. We get very little donation, so we have to be innovative. So this is our factory books hub, guys.
Are you listing a book on Amazon there?
Yeah.
All right, the book click.
That's very appropriate.
Very appropriate.
This is a project that people can work on from all walks of life. So people become providers instead of service users. The whole thing for Arts Factory is no more throwaway people. That's our strapline.
Wow.
No more throwaway people.
Throwaway people. Right, we're driving through the mist to an estate on the outer edge of Bristol, to the last stop on this purposely optimistic trip. By the end, I've completely forgotten who Jeremy Hunt is. That's the idea.
Right, John, how you doing, mate? So Lawrence Weston is about 7 miles out of the centre of Bristol.
Yeah.
We're right on the outskirts, so sometimes we're forgotten about.
You have that feeling from time to time.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're becoming familiar with this.
Yeah. Group of us, around about 40 residents, come together and said, right, no one's going to help us, so we need to get off our backsides and do it ourselves, really.
It's the kind of story that's very familiar to us now.
So training, education, skills, transport, housing, advice, economy, food banks.
But that's not why we've come here.
Where'd you get your money?
Well, after a drunken evening in a pub, talking to another resident, he said, yeah, wouldn't it be a good idea to whack up a wind turbine? Because we've got quite a few in the area, but they're done to us, not with us. So I said, well, we've had too much to drink, let's go home. But we had a serious conversation next morning. He said, why not?
It was not the beer talking, it was...
No.
Where are we going?
We're going to what will soon be the tallest onshore wind turbine in Britain, and it'll be owned by the community.
So this is all about bringing the people who live on the estate cheaper energy, cheaper electricity.
It was originally, but unfortunately that can't be done. And so now what we need to do is sell that energy to the national grid. We're going to take that money and support the most vulnerable residents with their energy.
Wow.
We're already doing
this
that.
is fascinating. So you're generating electricity, you're going to generate electricity using this wind turbine, which you can then use to subsidise the bills of people who are really at the sharp end.
Exactly.
Wow.
And other things. And then there's a tiny little car park here, hopefully it's empty.
Sort of place gangsters stay, people that kill them.
Because we got low car ownership, our gangsters do that a bit closer to home.
How much does it cost to build a wind turbine?
5 million.
5 million there.
Hopefully it'll be up and turning in March 23. So not long now.
And after that, the turbine will bring £100,000 a year back into the community of Lawrence Weston for 25 years.
So this is big, right?
Right.
But the Guardian's Christmas Appeal, which is to raise money for Locality, which is the umbrella group that you're one small part of, that's about much smaller amounts of money, smaller projects. Why are those things important?
Because we won't be here without those things. Our first investment was £10,000. And that's what kicked it all on. That gave us the money to come train up our residents and pay them to go out and do the door knocking to develop a community plan, which in turn gave other investors confidence to come in and invest in us.
This thought pops into your head that keeps popping into our heads wherever we go, which is, why can't this happen everywhere? Once places take the power for themselves, you know, all sorts of interesting things start to happen. All the groups we've seen on this trip are members of a huge network called Locality, who The Guardian is raising money for in its Christmas appeal. It makes sure grassroots projects like these can share money, ideas and knowledge. That, it seems to us, is what the future ought to look like. Here's one question we ask everybody, right? How do you feel about the future?
Positive.
I'm only laughing because not many people say that.